If you want to sound more confident when you sing, if you want to be able to project your voice out louder, sing higher notes more comfortably, sing in tune better, then this vocal technique I'm about to share with you will have, I think, the biggest impact on your voice. But before you can really benefit from this, you really need to have some other techniques established, like breathing correctly, good posture, resonance. And so check out our vocal technique mini course, which is in the description, to really get those techniques down first, and then this will make a whole lot more sense. Breath support is essentially working with your breath correctly. It's supplying enough breath pressure to your vocal folds so that your voice can be completely effortless and you're not straining or pushing on your voice whatsoever. You do this by engaging these inner abdominal muscles to support your voice. Okay, now here's how I like to work on breath support. Imagine a Santa belly laugh, all right? Just bear with me, it's a little silly. So if you place your hand on your diaphragm and then imagine like a Santa laugh, and he goes, ho, 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 all right? You'll feel some bouncing. You might as well try it out. And now, what you don't wanna do is a witch crackle sound, or like a hee 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 hee. You know, this type of sound is completely from your throat. And we don't want that. That's not gonna work on the breath support. We need to go, ho, ho, ho. And now just try a single one. Just do an outward bounce, ho. And that is the sound we wanna create. And so once you figure that out, I like to do the warm up that goes like this. You'll go, ho, 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 ho. And then you'll just keep moving that up, ho, 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 ho. Oh. Once you figure it out, you can go faster as well. I'll have that vocal warm-up in the description in the mini course. You can find it there. And so another way to do this similar thing is, imagine that you are trying to get the attention of someone who's really far away on the other side of a field, and you go, hey, come here, that type of thing. So you're making a really loud, like, shouting noise. And if you do the hey again and place your hand on your diaphragm, you go, hey! Notice how, again, you're gonna feel a little bouncing out. Hey, right? And so that means that you're supporting your voice correctly. And so that's what we're trying to tap into. We're trying to hone and figure out how that feels so that we can apply it into our singing, all right? So here's the next warm-up that I like to do. It's scooping a fifth. So what you'll do is you'll just slide with your voice and you'll go, hey, and slide up and slide back down. This keeps your voice relaxed too, because we're not really singing on notes, we're just sliding. And then what you need to focus on is that as you slide up the notes, you need to be getting a little louder, giving a little bit of a crescendo, and you need to be feeling this gradual pressing out feeling. It feels a little different than the hey, because the quick hey, or the ho ho ho, it's quick. It goes, ho, hey, and it's a quick bounce. But this now is to figure out how to make it more gradual, same muscle, but it's a gradual thing, and you go, hey, all right, and then you'll move that up. Make sure that you're breathing correctly though. You take a breath into your diaphragm. So it's kind of odd, because when you breathe into the diaphragm, as you hopefully know, you expand outward, right? And now when you're supporting, it's going out again, right? So how can you go out twice? So the thing is that the first thing is your diaphragm expanding out for your breath, right? And now the second thing is really these inner abdominal muscles engaging it, okay? And you'll relax some, so that's okay, but so it'll work. You'll go, hey, and it's supporting that way. Some people, they think it's opposite, and they think that like it needs to go in to make the sound come out, but that's not the case. This comes out because these muscles are engaging, okay? You just have to get the right balance on this, okay? And you don't want to push your voice at all, but you need to engage enough. Usually people just need to figure out how to do this. Now, the higher you go, as you go up on the warm-up, you're going to need to do more breath support, more energy, and you'll have to figure out how that works. And then as you come back down, you're just gonna be less and less and less. Now, a helpful way to do this is, instead of just like placing your fist here or your hand, is to grab some hardcover book or some binder. I have my choir folder here. And so if you just place it like this and kind of hold it against these muscles here, right underneath your ribs, and just keep a little bit of pressure here so that you can feel what's going on. And then as you slide up, you're gonna go, breath, hey, and you probably saw that coming out, right? And I'm just pressing here so that I feel that engagement. And then you go, hey. Now if you don't do it correctly, you'll be going like this. Hey, and you'll hear it sound like it's squeezing. It sound like it doesn't sound pleasing. It doesn't sound like a good thing. Oftentimes when I am working with people, I'll actually press using the binder and I'll press against their muscles here, and then as they go up, I'll press in more so that they can fight me back, and then really have a sense for how much is needed. Because usually when you're doing it on your own, you don't realize like how much you really need to do there. So try to figure out the balance. Now, I've also had people where they get all macho on this and try to just go for it too much, and they actually overdo it, okay? So you don't want to overdo it, and here's what oftentimes happens when you overdo it, is you don't at all want to engage your outer abdominal muscles like when you do a sit-up. And if the outside feels hard and engaged, that's not what you want. Then it sounds like, hey, hey. It's all tight and tense, and that's not the way to support correctly. So, technical term here is that it needs to stay squishy, okay? Always squishy. Once you figure that out, then I want you to do this next warm-up where it's a little bit more challenging. You're gonna go, ma. You have to keep pressing out as you hold the high note, and then as you descend on the 5 notes. So I call this scoop plus descending 5 notes. And then once you've figured out these warm-ups, bring it to a song that you're working on. And for example, we could do, it's your breath in our lungs. So as you ascend up to that note, it's just similar to our warm-up. We have to go, ma, 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 and just sing it like that. And so you have to make sure that you're engaging. If you're not, ma, ma, you'll feel it here and you're not engaging enough down here. And so sing through whatever song you're working on using a binder, and make sure that you're supporting it. And then add it into the words, and you'll go, it's your breath in our lungs. Right? So the breath, lungs. It's your breath in our lungs. Make sure that as much as possible you're relaxed up here so it's not tightening here. And then it's just supporting. And then try the same thing out in head voice, in chest voice. The same thing applies. It's just how to work with your breath. Every time you sing a higher note, it's gonna need more breath support. Every time you sing a louder note, it's gonna need more breath support. If not, then you're going to be pressing on your voice too much. And now if you have the breath support down, but you don't have resonance, then you could actually be overpowering your voice and like pushing too much air here, because the resonance in your voice is what really keeps your voice safe, because your vocal folds are fully engaging together and closing to make a nice resonant tone. So make sure to watch this video where I talk about singing with resonance to really get that down tandem with breath support. Super important. So I'll see you over there.